All right, we are ready for a stream here. Let me make sure everything is turned on there. Get you going. Let me jump into the game here. Yep, we're good. And there's the camera. All right, cool. We are doing some farming simulator, continuing our Elmcreek run here. Not really much to say except just jump right in. Other than, as usual, I do appreciate anybody who's joining either live or on the VOD. Let's go. Oh, where did we leave off? We're in January. So January was the month to sell bread? No, something. No, it was January. So we do have some bread to sell. I think we sold bread early. That's what it was. We sold bread early. Now I remember. And then we've also got, we're going to be making sugar here soon. That sells in August. I got to take note of that. And then, of course, we got silage that we just sold in January as well. That's what we just made a trip through. I remember that now. And then, of course, eggs is November, presumably still. Yep. Okay. Cool. All coming back to me. So we do have a couple loads of bread here. Not much. I mean, we could just go and drop that off real quick. What is our... how much do we actually have total? I actually got a little bit in the shop thing. So let's grab you. Let's go grab some bread. Get that dropped off real quick. And then we'll figure out what else we need to do. Get us a little bit of money. It's not much, but every little bit's going to help. Let's drop it off over here at the market since it's close. The grocery store, I guess, specifically. That's an extra 12K. Every little bit's going to help us right now. We got all the sugar completely set up though, didn't we? Like, we don't have anything else to do with that, I don't think. So really, I think it's just saving up for the milk at this point, right? Well, milk and butter, but effectively the last two things on our list of things to do. I mean, it's a big one. It's definitely a big one. It's going to take us a while. It will not have been in a 2-night stream, that's for sure. Is this the starting area? It is the starting area. That is, yes. Well, starting area if you start on anything other than the start from scratch. I think both farm manager and whatever the other two difficulties, I don't remember the name of them. I think they both start with this farm area. But start from scratch technically does not own this right away. Alrighty, let's get you dropped off. Actually, I might swing over here and make sure there's no eggs to pick up. Looks like there are a few, so it was a good call to swing around. Leave you there. Let's drop off a little bit of food for the chickens. We'll check the water for the strawberries. If I can drive straight. Come on. There we go. We'll just check everything to make sure if there's nothing that I'm missing. Okay. Strawberries, a little bit low on water, but we can hold off a little bit longer. We don't have to get them right away. Beet sugar is going. Oh, that's what else we needed. We needed the trailer for the sugar beets. Yeah. We don't need it right this second, but soon. And we're actually almost full on sugar. So, come to think of it, I probably need to go pick up some sugar as well, just to empty out the spot over there. All right, we'll get the sugar going. Nothing from the used lot that we care about at the moment. And again, sugar's not until August, so a little ways to wait for that. Or sugar itself doesn't sell for that much. Oh, you really can only load one row. All right, fair enough. Sugar doesn't sell for that much, but we're going to have a lot of it, so should still give us a decent amount of money. On start from scratch yourself, took a few reloads to get the best RNG fields. I mean, that can happen sometimes, I suppose. 3 cornfields, 2 in the starting area, and the other on 48. Nice. I mean, I'll be honest, I rarely go with the starting crops. I usually just plow over whatever starting crops are there and just plant whatever I want to plant, but I could definitely understand the value of trying to get some good starting crops that you can just harvest right away. Is there not more coming? There's more coming. I was like, come on. All right, I'm going to leave the trailer here just because we will be picking up some more sugar here in a moment. Okay, I think we're good to fast forward. What is our next crop thing? Okay, which sugar beets is not until March. Sorghum is in April. And it's not time to switch over to anything else yet. So it's just going to be sugar beets and sorghum at the moment. We could do the sugar beets and the sorghum at the same... Well, can we? I can't remember if we can or not. Let's see. Planter is 180. Seeder is 240. And our tractors are... No, we probably just need them doing the same month. Or different months, I mean. Alright, well, I guess let's fast forward. March will be here pretty quickly. Guess I should just left the tractor over there, but that's all right. It's good that we're gonna get a little bit of money in August, though. That's gonna give us a little bit of just a little extra part way through the year. Okay. A lot of sugar. Alrighty, that's that. There's really nothing for us to do with the fields. Let's check the used lot real quick. Doubt there's anything of value, but you never know. There's a nice little trailer there, but unfortunately it does not have the sugar beet chopper, which is what we really need. It's a good trailer though. Would hold a lot of stuff. Okay, well, let's go. March will be here, and then we'll get the, it'll take a while, but we'll get the sugar beets being planted. That'll be good for us. Actually, the sugar beets shouldn't go that bad. I think the sugar beets are a little bit wider than even our cedar, isn't it? Oh, I forgot to go pick up eggs last month. Hopefully I didn't get too many. No, sorghum, I guess, would probably be my main crop. We're just doing sugar beets because we need sugar. We are making cakes. So we need sorghum for flour. We need, and for the chickens, for the eggs. We've got the grass for silage just for a little extra money. And eventually that'll help feed the cows. And then we've got the sugar beets for the sugar. We got strawberries. So we got four of the 6 ingredients for cakes now. We're working on the last 2, which is cows, which will take a few years. It'll take us a couple years to get enough money for the cows. Okay. Oh, there's a nice mower. I do like the mower. It's a little bit bigger, and it does also have the windrowing effect, which is very cool. I think our current mower, though, is still... I mean, our current mower works, right? I guess the thing I got to take into account is if we have the windrower... Now, we still need the windrower for hay. I was going to say we could get rid of the windrower as well as the mower and just buy that other one. But no, we still need the windrower for hay as well, so it doesn't really matter. And we're never going to be doing that much grass, so I'm not super worried about it. All right. It is March, so it is time to plant some sugar beets. Where did I park that thing? I know I put it on somewhere, didn't I? On the side of a building somewhere, maybe? Where did I leave that thing? When you don't remember where you leave your equipment. I'm gonna have to find my planter. It's hilarious that I don't know where I put it. Oh, I know where I put it. Now I remember. I had to I reset it. That's right. That's because it got stuck on the grain mill. So I had to like reset it back to the store. It's all coming back to me now. That would explain why I can't find it. Plant the sugar beets now. We harvested in October, which is fine. That'll line up with the mowing. Yeah, that'll work. Yeah, cakes take a lot to make. That is for sure. Like a lot of different ingredients. I mean, cakes effectively have Obviously, sugar for sugar beets. You could do wheat for grain. I'm doing sorghum right now, but eventually we'll do wheat because we need straw as well. So, sugar, grain for the eggs, straw, hay, grass, well, hay silage, and strawberries. I guess that's it. I guess it's still just, I guess no matter how you look at it, it's still just 6 ingredients because the milk does 2 by itself. So I guess it's about the same. I was thinking it'd be more actual ingredients once you broke it down to the sub parts, but it actually ends up being the same. It doesn't really turn on a dime, does it? Oh, I was going to bump up the horsepower of this tractor last time I went to the store. I guess we'll wait till we repair it again, which we do need to repair it soon. But next time we repair it, I need to try to remember to bump up the horsepower a bit. Really? You're going to get stuck like that? Come on now. Let's see, what's the front? Front's over on the right side, isn't it? Alright, get you unfolded. Let's get you rolling. I didn't put the weight on the front. You gonna have trouble without it? Looks like you might be alright. Alright, let's get you... Actually, here's what I can probably do. I could probably grab the weight and bring it over to him. definitely struggles with the weight. It spins a little bit. There we go. Oh, come on. Wait, come on. There we go. That'll give us the stability we need. It's interesting with the frost that it changes the color to look frosty. We'll grab this guy, go get some water for the strawberries that are sure are very empty at the moment. Sugar beet's actually not going to take as long as I thought. Going to go relatively quickly there. It's the sorghum that takes a bit longer. Guess we could go buy that other field that we know we're going to want as our first purchase. I mean, we know we want it at some point. It would allow us to go ahead and add the little corner onto this field. Alright, where I was going for a second there. How much is that field? $56K. Alright, let's go ahead and grab it, because, I mean, we know we have no debt, so buying this now does not hurt us at all. That is the extent of our fields for this run. We are done. Which does mean before we plant the sorghum, we can go ahead and add on the corner here. Probably wait to do that until next month, though. It's a little hard to see things with the frost on the ground. I mean, obviously we can see dirt, but I don't know. I think it just make it a little easier to see. Well, I mean, I'm just thinking it's good to have all of our fields, so we're, you know, our checklist of items that we need, we are one step closer. I think the next thing we purchase will be, well, the next thing we purchase is going to be the trailer for the sugar beets, just because we are going to want that, but I don't have to worry about that until harvest time. How's the sugar coming along? All right, there should be enough space for all the sugar. Yeah, there's plenty of space for the sugar, so we don't have to worry about that right now. And then we'll take a look at the eggs here in a bit. Chickens are... Yeah, we need to go empty the eggs out. All right, almost done here. Nice. All right, did you miss anything on the front here? I don't think you did. I think we're good. Oh, looks like we got everything covered. Nice. All right, I need to find a place to put this that's not going to get stuck again. All right, for now, I'm going to put it on the side of the strawberries over here. Alrighty, good. That is done. How are we doing on the water? We can do some more next month. Alright, 2 of them are basically full. 1 of them needs more. Okay, we'll do that next month. It's not a problem. And we should be able to fast forward and start working on the seeding for the sorghum. There's no reason to swap off sorghum yet. We can still keep doing that. We don't need the straw yet or anything. Oh, no, we already did pick it up. That's all right. Leave you there. All right, mowing is next month. And then we got to fertilize the sugar beets. Okay, cool. Let's go. Oh, no, we don't have to fertilize sugar beets. We have to herbicide. Fertilizing was already done. We did that at the same time we planted them. Alrighty. Okay, let's get you started on the seating. Oh, and actually, before we do that, we need to, let's do some things. First off, let's come in here. That's what I'm looking for. We want to make sure we grab the, information here. I might even grab this one, these two, so they're all set at the same time. Okay, so those are all set at the same rate. Then we need to grab the plow. How are we doing on... Good on pH here. We will need pH on the plowed section, but we can wait until we can wait until we actually... What I'm trying to say, to do the pH on everything. Alright, so we want to allow to create fields. I get this lined up just right. Not perfect, but we can fix that here in a minute with a little bit of grass painting. Alrighty, that's that. Do we need to rebuy the... I just thought about something. Do we need to rebuy this full information here? Yeah, it's going to cost us money, but I kind of feel like we're going to be missing that little section if we don't. Just going to annoy me. So we're going to do that. It's silly to spend that money, but it will annoy me if we don't. Worth the money to not be annoyed. Okay, we need to paint the grass now. So, landscaping, painting, and then we'll go with grass, and, oh, all right. Okay, I think that's about far enough over. Come on. Come on. There we go. All right, that'll take care of that. We can just paint the rest of this now. I guess we'll just make it all grass. We might eventually pave it over or something later. Yes, I realize it's costing us money, but it's part of the process. And this will be where our cows go. At some point. Let me change to the, V, sorry. Let's change to the circle here. Alright. Cool. Cleaned up. Ready to roll. And we've got a rectangular field now. So I'm happy with that. Cost us a bit of money, but that's all right. It is done, and we are good. Oh, I'm not still plowing, am I? No, okay, good. Let me limit the fields just to make sure I don't accidentally start plowing. All right, let's get you rolling. Really do need to bump you up to a more horsepower as soon as we get the money. How did you fill in the hole below the barn? I just used the landscaping tool. I came over here to landscaping, and I think I probably just did either soften or raise and lower. Some combination of those. And just filled it in. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. I can live with it for now. Yeah, I've done quite a bit of landscaping. Not in this particular run, but over the course of all my saves, I have done a significant amount of landscaping in Farming Simulator. Ever since they added the landscaping possibility at FS19, and I've done some crazy, crazy stuff. I've gotten rid of entire mountains before. I've done some insane landscaping things. Yeah, you really need more horsepower, buddy. You really do. How much more? Okay, let's see something. You are a... What are you again? Valtra T185. How much is it for the next horsepower boost? Valtra T. Oh, what? You are a T195. And if we want to go to T215, it's 10 grand? Okay, we're not miles away from that. I mean, I would like to get a little bit more than that, but at least the T215 would presumably be enough horsepower to pull that thing that we've got. I mean, obviously, eventually we want to go. It might just be better to wait until we can get to the T271 and just pay 35 grand for it. I genuinely don't know the difference between the Versu and the Active. I can see that the cockpit's changing though. Versu versus Active. I mean, the Versu looks more comfortable. I don't know. It's interesting. It looks like it's got a nicer seat, so I guess we'll go with that. I guess we got like a gaming chair in there. 35 grand though. That's what we're looking for. Do like this Kloss, but it's just well outside of what we can pay for. Not worth it to us. We'd be better off just buying a second harvester. I discussed that before. Is there any equipment that we have that we just don't need? I don't think so. I think we pretty much need everything we got. I mean, the only thing we're going to get rid of is this trailer, this AgroLiner, because we are going to go with the one for sugar beets. It's got the sugar beets chopper. All right, so you finished that. Let's do... Well, I say you finished that. For some reason, you decided to run a weird path in the middle there. I mean, I expect you to miss this edge, but I did not expect you to miss all that stuff in the middle. Yeah, I've done a lot of John Deere over the years. I kind of like Kloss a lot for some weird reason. But it's usually probably either Kloss or John Deere that I tend to do the most. Well, I say that. If I got plenty of money and I can buy whatever I want, yeah, it's probably going to be like a Kloss tractor or a John Deere tractor, something like that. If I'm penny pinching and I could only buy, you know, based on how much money I got, then I usually just buy whatever comes up in the used lot. Which is why I have a Valtra, because it came up in the used lot. All right, let's get the... Hey, Nicholas, how's it going? Let's get the mower guy going real quick. I don't think there's any reason to... We're not doing hay or anything like that anytime soon, so we don't need to worry about that yet. Just keep doing silage for now. All right, let's get you rolling. I wish Kubota made more agricultural equipment to compete with the top dogs. Yeah, I mean, it'd be good to see just more competition in general. While these guys are mowing and seeding, I'm gonna... I need to send a text message real quick, because... reasons. Come on, little mower, let's go. How you doing? Very slow. We'll get you some horsepower soon, I promise. I promise, little buddy. You get all sugar made yet? I already checked that. I always forget when I check things. My brain's going all over the place at all times. Do have some flour, or some bread, I mean, which is good. Sugar is all made. Perfect. We got 21,000 liters there, plus the 3 sets there, which is 14 a piece. So that's 10. Actually, I guess we can check it here. We can check the stock checker. We've got almost 70,000 liters of sugar, which should sell at max value for about 36,000 bucks, plus the extra money from precision farming. So we'll get about 40K from that. It's not bad. That'll pay for our tractor upgrade. Oh, we're about to finish our first field. That's not too bad. Guess we'll sell come... Actually, it's saying July for this, which would be good. Actually, July would be a good time to sell if we can sell a month early. It still says August. We'll take a look at the price when it gets closer. Honestly, we could sell it now, and it wouldn't be that bad. We're not too far off of the max value, even as we speak. Glad we finally have this as a rectangular field. I don't know why it bothers me so much, but it did. Hey, outdoor bro. Or bros, I guess. Plural. Yeah, Farming Sim 22, but you have zero idea how to play. I mean, the big important thing is to just get a get some farmland, get some tractors, and start planting. I mean, one thing that can be helpful are these little packs over here. They're not, these packs are a little bit misleading. It looks like when you say packs, it's like, oh, I can go buy this pack and it'll give me everything. I wish it was like that. I wish this was actually like a summarized price of everything you would need. But no, really what it does tell you though is that if you say you want to go grow some grain, then you come in here and these are all the different things that you would need to grow grain, right? You need a, and there's a couple, you know, obviously there's 2 harvesters in here. You don't need 2 harvesters, of course. But, you know, you need a tractor, you need a harvester, you need a header. You can skip on the header trailer, to be fair, but you do need a trailer for hauling the grain. You need a, you know, cultivator, and you need a seeder. There's some weights, some seeds and stuff like that in here. But if you go look at, let's say, potatoes got a few other different things, right? And there's just some pretty basic level options for most. I mean, cotton was a bad example because this thing costs $500,000. But, you know, anything that you want to do, it's going to give you an idea of some of the stuff that you would need for specific things. So it's pretty, it can be at least a good place to start and kind of get a little bit of an idea. But yeah, really the best, you know, just buy a field, get a tractor, plant some stuff, and then just kind of work your way through it and see what you want to do. I personally, I'm a huge fan of the production facilities. Any of these production facilities down here that like the bakery or the carpentry or anything like that. I mean, I've never done the carpentry, but like the dairy is a good one, the grain mill. Any of these will give you like a goal, right? It'll tell you, hey, I want to go make, I don't know, raisins or something like that. Well, then you need to go grow some grapes and then you can turn those into raisins, you know, or I want to go make some oil. You need to go grow some sunflowers or some olives or some canola, and you can turn that into oil. So it gives you a good example of some things to build. A lot of these are 1-to-1, like the oil, it's 1-to-1. Something for like the cereal factory though, that's 4-to-1. You got to get corn, you got to get raisins, you got to get honey, and you got to get oats, and you can make cereal. So the production facilities can be a good way to guide you into like what type of stuff to do if you just don't know. Or animals. Animals is another good way to go. Cows, you know, have 3 different inputs. They need straw, they need hay, and they need silage, and you can turn all that into their food, and so they're a really good one as well. I guess I don't need this trailer right now. I can leave it somewhere. So yeah, I highly recommend like just picking a goal, picking a target, and then just working your way through the process of figuring out what you need to satisfy that target. All right, looks like you are good to go the other direction. That helps a little. I watched some TikTok videos and it showed was a money glitch with some government signs. I mean, I guess if you want to play however you want to play, if you want to play a money glitch with government signs, then why are you playing the game? Is the way I look at it. Could I just come in here and plant a bunch of government signs and just sit there and make money without actually doing anything? Sure, but why? What's the point? You know, is planting government signs in the ground as enjoyable as planting crops and harvesting them? I guess for some people it is. I've never understood. That's all that was popping up. If you want, so this run right now we're doing is a redo of my very first run with Farming Simulator 22. So if you want to go and if you can be gracious enough to accept all my mistakes, my original Elmcreek run, which is my most popular video on my YouTube channel. So if you go to my YouTube channel, by far most popular video. I mean, how many hundreds of thousands of views does that thing have right now at this point? Let's see here. I'm actually kind of curious now. But if you go watch that series, you'll get to see me making a lot of mistakes, which means you'll get to see what not to do. And then hopefully I kind of learn along the way of, you know, sort of what to do. So I would definitely recommend that one. Let's see here. Let's see. So yeah, it's still my #1 video. Literally, as of right now, it's been out for 2 years. And as of this week, it is the #1 video for this week. It's just, for whatever reason, it just, people like that video. It has 376,000 views. So it's my most popular video. But yeah, at least the very first one in that series. And that series goes a long ways. It goes like, it's like 169 episodes. And I make a lot of mistakes. I'm not going to lie. I will make a lot of mistakes over that. But as the process of making mistakes, I do learn a lot as well, which hopefully helps you learn. But this live stream as well is also a redo of that, hopefully fixing a lot of those mistakes and doing things a little bit better. So you can also watch the beginning of this live stream. If you go back and watch all the VODs for this live stream, you'll see me basically 2 years after the first one with, you know, a bit more knowledge and hopefully doing things slightly better. Although I'm still not doing things perfectly. I know I've made a few mistakes even in this one, but it's been definitely been fun, I think. I've got several series on YouTube, so by all means, feel free to check those out. They will hopefully help you out a little bit. Because again, like I said, I had to learn at one point. And so I learned in front of the camera is basically how it went down. Okay, let's get you dropped off. I play on PS5. Is there any difference in the game between PS5 and PC? There's no difference in the game itself as far as I know. There are differences in the mods that you're allowed to download. You don't have access to all the same mods that the PC player does, unfortunately. Most of the time, that's not going to be a problem, right? The vast majority of the mods are available on both and are fine, right? Is anything that's in the mod hub, just most of it's going to be on both PS5 and PC. There are just a handful of specific types of mods that are not available on PS5 or Xbox. One of those, for example, is I have a mod it's called the auto load mod. So I'll show you in a second. It's any of the trailers that I have, I can just click a button and it loads up all of the stuff into all the pallets onto the back of the trailer for me, so I don't have to go get a forklift or anything like that. Unfortunately, on PS5, you have to use a forklift. But I can't stand the forklift, so I use that autoload mod, and it makes my life so much better. It's a quality of life improvement. So there's a couple mods like that you can't use, unfortunately. But the base gameplay, as far as I know, is the same. Also, the only thing I know really about the game is doing tree cutting and making money from that. I just don't understand the farming and animal things. I mean, truth be told, tree cutting, you could play Farming Simulator and only ever do tree cutting. You don't have to touch animals or farming at all, ever, if you don't want to. Tree cutting is... Many people play... In fact, my next live stream, once I get done with this entire series, because I've never done the tree cutting stuff, it's just never been something that's been interesting to me. I'm going to finally make myself do the tree cutting stuff. And so my next live stream here, maybe a month or so, maybe a couple months, I don't know how long it's going to take to get this one wrapped up, will be tree cutting. I will be doing forestry for the very first time. So you could definitely, like I said, do an entire save only focusing on forestry. Almost done with seeding. Get that rolling. Would have gone a lot faster if he had more horsepower. And we'll get that the next time we seed, but we'll get there. Come on, little dude. You can do it. I should get the other tractor and pull from the front as well. Just daisy chain the tractors. If it works for trains, why doesn't it work for this? So I'm confused. Is there an end to this game? Because I was looking at one of the maps and it said finish the game or map or something like that. No, there's no... This is a sandbox game, just like any other sandbox game like that. There's no end. You define your end. You choose your victory condition is really how it goes. If your victory condition is, you know, make $1 million, then make $1 million. If your victory condition, like my victory condition for this one is, you know, make cakes basically, and, you know, probably make X amount of money off those cakes. So that's my victory condition for this run. But you make up whatever victory condition you want. Sometimes I just run until I'm like, you know what? I've done enough. I don't really have a defined victory point, and I'm just kind of like, I just play for, you know, a while, and then I'm like, you know what? I think I've done enough. I think I've done about everything I can do. That's good enough for me. And so then I just call it there. So yeah, it's completely defined by you of how to quote unquote beat the game. Guess I can go fill up your fuel real quick. I mean, in some saves, my victory condition has... I've leased every piece of equipment, and my victory condition was to own every piece of equipment, right? You lease everything to begin with. You have to pay a monthly fee, and then you have to grow enough crops to make enough money to be able to buy the equipment. And then, you know, once I bought all the equipment, I'm like, okay, that's my victory condition. I own everything that I use now, and I'm out of debt, you know, whatever that might be. And so I feel like sometimes that's a pretty good victory condition as well. Now, in this case of this game, I do not have any debt at all to begin with. I do own all of my equipment in this game. So this game's a little bit different, and that's why that's not a victory condition for this one. Because I do, in fact, I have never leased anything in this game, in this version copy of the game. I don't think I have. I might have one time for like not even a full month. I don't remember though. I've tried to only buy everything. So in this case, I own everything. So there's zero debt, zero monthly payments, nothing. Little tractor who could. Yeah, this poor little tractor. I mean, the sad thing, I mean, he is capable of going faster. I just don't have the horse, you know, the money for the horsepower. I thought I maxed him out for some reason, and I think I just forgot to go back and do it. But I will do it as soon as we get 35 grand. Am I a big history person? Because I've seen my past videos about back in the day. I mean, I like history, if that's what you're asking. Like, you know, World War II and the Revolutionary War and things like that. Yeah, I mean, I do like history, if that's what you're referring to. There was a time, long time ago, where I thought about, you know, going to college to be like a history major or something like that. And then I'm like, wait a minute, that's silly. There's no usage for a history major. Like that serves no purpose. So instead, I went with computer science and math, which has a purpose. I still would have enjoyed the history, but a degree in history would not really be that much valuable. Come on, little tractor, you can do it. I promise, if you get through this, you build up these muscles, you'll see the benefits of them shortly. And by that, I mean we're going to go buy you more muscles. You got to go to bed. Got a lot of things to do tomorrow. Thanks for all the tips and help while I was here. No problem. Thanks for joining and chatting. And I will be here every Wednesday. I mean, yeah, you could do a history degree to be a history teacher. That's true. That's about it. There is not much else. Either write books or be a teacher. Those are your two usages for a history major. And I guess if you're writing books, that's still kind of like being a teacher. So at the end of the day, the usages for a history major are education. There's nothing wrong with that. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think I decided I wanted I wanted a little bit more of a just out of the box usefulness. I mean, to be fair, teachers just don't make a lot of money. Which is sad. Sad but true. Not that I work only for the money, but unfortunately, you have to have money. So if you're working, you might as well make enough money to be comfortable if you can. I wish I had a job that I didn't care about, or at least I wish I had enough money so I didn't care about money and I could do whatever I wanted to do with my life. But don't we all, right? Don't we all? Or maybe another way to put that is I wish I had a job that I enjoyed enough that I didn't care how much money I make. I do not enjoy I do enjoy programming. I don't enjoy programming enough, at least not in the current context of my current job. I do not enjoy it enough to, effectively do it for free or do it for a low salary. Now, to do what I'm doing, you better pay me. Is kind of how I look at it, because it is not the most enjoyable experience in the world, unfortunately. It's fine. I'm okay. Like, I'm not miserable, but I definitely would not do it for less money than I make. In fact, I would, if anything, I will do it for more money. And if you don't pay me more money, I'm probably going to look for another job, type of thing. It's one of those types of situations. If I'm not paid competitively for what I'm doing, then I am not going to stick around. Whereas, like, if I was making enough money off of YouTube, well, YouTube's the type of let's put it another way. If I won the lottery tomorrow, I would still do YouTube videos because I enjoy YouTube and I enjoy streaming and I do recording, stuff like that. So this is the type of thing that I actually enjoy and I would do, many, many hours of, basically like a job, whether I needed the money or not. Programming, if I won the lottery tomorrow, I would quit my job tomorrow. You know what I mean? So that's kind of where that stands. Teaching, however, might be that type of job where I wouldn't, if I had money, I would do that for no money, because I do enjoy the idea of teaching, because I like helping people. I like, it's kind of fun, but unfortunately I can't do that under the current context of with my family. If I was teaching for fun of it and not for money, then, which most teachers do, to be fair, because again, teaching does not pay a lot, but yeah, it would probably be okay. All right, that is that. Poor little tractor is on his last leg. That's all right. We'll get you taken care of soon, my friend. We'll get you taken care of soon. We got to fertilize here next month. We got to herbicide and fertilize the sorghum next month. Anything else we got to do? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's get the fertilizing and herbiciding rolling. I'm gonna have to go repair this guy, even though we were gonna upgrade his engine soon. I don't think he's gonna make it much further. Well, he might make it a little further. Let's go ahead and just do the herbiciding real quick. I think he'll be all right for just a few more cycles here. Let's go down to this other end, get the part he always misses. All right, you rolling. You're doing all right. Hey, we had one of those before. Or, yeah, that was on this save, wasn't it? Didn't we have one of these? Maybe not. That might have been my other save. I don't remember. Forestry mulcher. Come on. Let's go. There you go. Oh no, we're gonna crash. Oh, it's gonna be close. Oh, we made it. Alrighty, go, go, go. Alright, herbiciding is done. Hey Shane, how's it going? And yeah, I had an okay weekend, I think. Nothing, I mean, it was a 3-day weekend, so that was nice. Always love an extra day off. Five-day weekend. I mean, I could have taken more time off. And we used to have more time, but my company, for whatever reason, no longer gives us... I think we used to have 4-day weekends. They no longer give us 4-day weekends for Easter. They give us 3 days, and then I think they moved the other holiday to another day or something. Which is fine, I guess. Because I could always have taken an extra day off if I wanted to. All right, come on. Almost done with the fertilizing. And then what else? I think we're done for this month, right? I mean, we have no more food for the chickens, so they're going to be fine until we get more harvest done. Water is okay for the moment. Yeah, we're good. Obviously, July is when we're thinking we're going to be selling sugar, so we'll get ready for that. And then when do we harvest the sorghum again? August. Okay. We're getting there. Alrighty, that is May. Let's go. June is going to be pretty lightweight, right? Yeah, there's really not much going in June, is there? Pick up eggs. That's probably about the only thing we got to do in June. What kind of information does it have in the statistics page? Doesn't say anything like how many eggs we sold, does it? That'd be cool if it did. Worked hectares, 1,051 in the session, 1,519 total. Interesting. We've driven almost 500 miles. 78,000 liters of fuel. Or fuel, fertilizer, I mean. Not fuel, fertilizer. 810 bales produced. Nice. 12 years played. Played almost 100 hours. Cool. Alright, that is that. June is a short month for us. Really nothing else to do. I mean, we'll check the used lot just for giggles, but I doubt there's anything we can afford anyway. It's a manure thing. I thought that was the one that had the chopper on the back. That would have been amazing, but no. Alrighty. July will be a relatively busy month for us because we do have to mow again. All right, let's grab you, get the mowing started. We'll check the price on sugar. If we can sell the sugar, we can upgrade the tractor, which would be awesome. It's time to mow, right? Okay, just make sure. My brain for some reason was like second guessing myself. All right, grab you. I still wish that was the wrong other one. Look at that behemoth of a tractor. Crazy. What is the price of the sugar? Yeah, that's probably worth selling. Fast food restaurant right across the way. That's easy. Okay, let's do that. Sugar does not sell for a lot, but we do get a lot of it. What is the best-selling crop in Farming Simulator 22? You mean like it sells for the most money? Well, okay. There's a couple ways to answer that question. I mean, there's what sells for the most money, what can be turned into production that sells for the most money, and then there's what would sell for the most based on the field size. So, okay. The most money, I think, straight up, and we can look at that real quick, is... Probably, I think, I know silage is very, very high, right? But, you know, things like grapes and stuff like that, sunflowers are going to sell for a lot, soybeans are going to sell for a lot, but you don't get a lot of soybeans. Potatoes sell for a large amount just because you get a lot of them on the field. Like, you get so many more potatoes on a field than you would, you know, soybeans. You know, it's more than 10x or it's, you know, whatever, that potatoes become very, very valuable very quickly. However, like if you just want something that's going to be able to produce into something that sells for a lot of money, for example, cotton, you can turn into linen, which you can turn into clothes, and clothes sell for $10,000, you know, a box or whatever. So clothes sell for a lot. So it's really kind of a hard one to answer. Cotton's profitable. The problem with cotton is that it's a very, very expensive entry fee. It costs you a lot of money to get into cotton because the tractors are very, very expensive. But it sells for a stupid amount of money. Once you get that rolling and get those clothes made, it sells for a lot. Most of the time, though, silage is your best bet. Silage is just the easiest to get into, sells for the most based on the effort, but it's boring. I personally think silage is very boring, but it sells for a lot of money for a relatively minimal amount of effort. And very little, you know, minimal equipment as well. You only have to lease the seeder once. You never have to plant grass again after that. So you can get rid of the seeder. You just need a mower and a windrower and a baler and a tractor, of course. So it's 4 pieces of equipment, basically. If your mower also does windrowing, then you can knock that down to 3 pieces of equipment. I guess you need a trailer, so I guess that's another one. Sorry. But effectively, that's it. And then you can sell silage, and silage, you know, for a field that size field right there, which is not a very big field, you know, we get what, 40, 50K worth of silage out of it for a year. So it's not bad. But again, silage is very good, but very boring, in my opinion. Eggs are very good though too, if you want to make some good money that way without having to do silage. And if you actually want to get into crop, you know, actual crops with a harvester and stuff like that, just go grow any grain that you can. Sorghum's probably one of the best ones. And feed it to the chickens. Chickens make the eggs. You sell the eggs, make a lot of money that way too. And I personally think eggs are at least slightly more interesting than just silage. I mean, it's not like it's a massive difference. They're similar in the sense that, you know, it's just, when you get right down to it, all of the crops are basically the same, you know, plant, harvest, you know, fertilize somewhere in the middle. Do you remember in Farming Simulator 15 how much you got for silage? I do not. I never played Farming. I don't remember playing Farming Simulator 15. I played 17 for like 5 minutes. Right before 19 was going to come out. I saw that 19 was coming out. So I think I grabbed 17 just to play it for like a week. And then I played a lot of 19. And silage sold for a very large amount of money in 19. And then of course now 22. You can make millions of dollars very quickly doing silage in FS19. It's a little harder to do it in 22, I think. Still good money, just not the same. Part of the reason why you can make so much money in 19 doing silage is because the best way to do silage in 19 was do corn and forage harvest it. And you could do several rounds of corn within a same year, right? But in 22 they introduced seasons. So I guess you could turn off seasons, which is fine if you want to do that way. But with seasons in place, you only get corn one time a year, which then makes grass, I think, slightly better. But if you turn off seasons, corn would most likely be the best crop to do for silage. You wouldn't do baling anymore, obviously. You would have to put it in a bunker. But it gives you all a lot of silage. All right, we'll definitely have enough money for the engine upgrade and, of course, the repairs, so that'll be good. It'll make our next time that we do sorghum a lot cheaper, or a lot quicker, I should say. I don't know what this diner's doing with all this sugar, but, you know, I guess that's their their deal. Not bad, though. What, 43,000-ish or 40,000, something like that, worth of sugar? That's pretty good. That's pretty good. We got one more month until we do the harvest of the sorghum. How are the chickens doing? Chickens are fine. I don't know why I brought the trailer with me. It's not like it's gonna matter, but I could have dropped the trailer off. Is sugarcane worth it? Sugarcane, that's a tough question. It's challenging to do, and it's very tedious. But you get a lot of sugarcane from a field of sugarcane. And other than periodic plowing, like every 3 cycles or whatever, like, you know, crops typically do need periodic plowing if you have that turned on, you don't have to replant sugarcane. Sugarcane regrows, and just like grass does. So you only have to plant it once. You know, unless you have to do the plowing, plant it once, and then you just harvest it every cycle. The tedium of sugarcane, though, comes from the equipment more than anything. If the equipment was bigger, it wouldn't be that bad. But like this one is a 2-meter wide piece of equipment. 2 meters. You're harvesting an entire field 2 meters at a time. Obviously, very tedious. If you go with the one that's being pulled by the tractor, it's even worse. It's 1 meter wide, 1 meter at a time. You know, but you get a lot of sugarcane from it. It is a significant amount. So honestly, if you were going to run a production facility, you wouldn't even have to harvest the entire field. You could harvest like a third of the field, and it gives you enough sugar for like whatever you need. And then the next time you need some sugar, you just go harvest a little bit more or whatever. Now, so I don't know exactly how that works, because I haven't done sugar cane in 22 with seasons. When I used to do it in 19, I would just do part of the field, and then like I would have a rotation. You know, one part of the field was like, you know, a third of the way grown. One part of the field was 2/3 of the way grown. One part of the field was fully grown, and I would just harvest that one part of the field that was fully grown, and then I would just rotate it back around. So I didn't do the whole field ever. I just did parts of the field as needed. But I think with seasons, it's going to be a little bit different. So, but even with seasons though, you still don't have to replant. Alrighty, we definitely need a repair. If we want to customize, and we want to go up to the, I guess we're just going to go up to the max one. Why not at this point? Just make sure we're good. And I think I decided I want to do the Versu because this seat looked more comfy. I don't know if there's a difference, but I actually wouldn't mind adding on wheel weights just to give us a little more stability. Not that much more. Do I care about the roof? Do I need a sunroof? Not for 5,000 bucks, I don't. Reverse driving. No, I don't think we're ever going to need reverse driving. Panorama second door. Oh, I see. Okay. Design. Oh, it's the interior. All right. Again, I don't need to spend money on that. Interesting. A lot of options here. Okay. And we can always change the color if we wanted to, but I don't think I want to. It's actually only going to cost us 31 grand. That's not bad. Okay. Where are you at? I'm going to do cotton, I said, because I have 2.1 something million, so I'm going to do cotton. Okay, cotton's good. Like I said, I personally think cotton's a lot of fun. I enjoy cotton. As long as, it's just the equipment is so expensive, right? Like I said, if you go with this one, it's already almost half a mil, and this one's almost a mil. So very, very expensive equipment, but it makes a lot of money. Like I said, you can get a lot of cotton and then turn that into linen and turn that into clothes, and you can get a lot of money from that. Takes a while though. So, because the cotton harvester is also, you know, only 6 meters wide. So similar to sugarcane, you are limited by a certain fixed width based on the equipment available. That's why I would say if you could ever afford it, 2 cotton harvesters is probably a really good balance. In fact, I would probably go two of these case cotton harvesters before I would go with a single John Deere, just because it's just going to you're going to, you know, have your harvest cycle. And that's assuming you use workers. If you don't use workers, then obviously you can only do one piece of equipment at a time. Alrighty, we got a big beefy tractor now. I'm happy. More power. Insert Tim Allen grunt. Let's see here. Let's go here. Let's go ahead and pack you up, get you dropped off. Then I think we're ready to fast forward to August and harvest some sorghum. Oh, if you just sell the cotton too, it's actually not bad either. It actually sells for a decent amount. You can definitely sell the cotton and make some money back. Come on, drop it off. There we go. Oh, goodness. Been a long week already, and it's only Wednesday. All right, we are harvesting in a month. I already looked at all this. All right, I did already look at all that. Cool. Let's go fast forward. A little mower. Speaking of cotton harvesters, there you go. There's a John Deere behemoth cotton harvester for only $384,000. I wish I could send that to you in your save. Do I want this trailer? Not that trailer. That trailer. I do kind of like it. It's better than the little dinky one we got. But I mean, this little dinky one we got is. It would cost us 15 grand just to get this trailer, which I don't know that we can afford that. I do like it though. Just because it holds more, 18,000 liters. Do I think it's worth to do the cotton on Walker Farms? Not with just one harvester. I'm going to be honest with you. I would never do a big map like Walker Farms with a single harvester of cotton, for sure. There's just no way. Personally, I would not have the patience for that. Honestly, a map that big, I probably wouldn't do it unless I had at least 3, maybe 4 harvesters just rolling all the time. Let's go grab some eggs. I could keep the bigger green trailer and sell the smaller green trailer in order to buy the sugar beets trailer. That might not be a bad way to go. I forgot what I was doing. I need to pick up these eggs and drop them back off. Stack them back up again. Actually, on that note, is this trailer... How much is this other... I guess this one sells for 9,000. Yeah. But it's so much bigger. I think we just keep this one and be happy with it. But I think we could sell this one back. We would still need to get the one for the sugar beets, though. Which is... the Fleagle, but is it at the end? No. Or is it Beet Ninja? Oh, it's Lizard. Yeah, we want that one. 51 grand for that one, but that's what we want. Yeah, 384 is a steal. That is a nice... If I'd ever seen that, that would have been such an amazing tractor. Why do I think you have 2.1 million saved up for something for it? Is that so that you can buy lots of equipment? That makes sense, yeah. Okay, do we need to get more water? While I'm letting the dude harvest away. I mean, we could get some more. Sorry, trailer. I don't know my own power. We're probably gonna have to sell like some eggs early or something. Not yet though. Because we're gonna need to be able to buy that sugar beet trailer. I guess we could go one more year with our current setup, but I was hoping to be able to get the cut sugar beets this year. I could have if I hadn't upgraded the tractor, but I think the upgrading the tractor was kind of important. We only need like another 31,000 bucks to be able to buy it, so we're not far off. Let's get you dropped off. If you take it to the shop, yeah, I'll get a few thousand more. That's true. That's correct. If you take it and you repair it and repaint it, you will always get more money from that than you will from... It's not that much more, but it is a little bit more for sure. Oh, goodness. It's already 9 o'clock. Wow, time flies. All right, that takes care of those just about. Yep, I should top that off. Speaking of periodic plowing, do we need a... I don't remember if the grain ever does need plowing, come to think of it. I don't think it does. Yeah. Just the sugar beets down here will need plowing. Did I already fertilize this? I did not. Oh, and we need to lime it too. Oh, that's right. This is the... Never mind. Ignore that. This is the field that struggles to get limed. Let me see. Let me come over here. All right, you need lime. You will need lime after this harvest. So we might just do a full round of liming anyway, though. Which means we'll probably just do the grass field anyway, even though we don't get really full credit for it, for whatever reason. helps. I'm actually driving straight. When's the new update coming to Farming Simulator? I actually don't know. That's a great question. Are they even planning a new one? I don't see anything on their website. I actually don't know that they're planning another one right now. If anything, they're probably working on the next version of Farming Simulator 24 or 25, whatever it's going to be. And so I would be surprised if we get any more DLC for this one. Okay, I haven't seen anything about it. There's one coming out, then I guess, I mean, at this point, you probably know more than I do. I just, like I said, just check the website. Unless it's just a patch update, that's different. But I don't see any DLC on the website at all, currently. Oh. I went to the wrong way. Oops, I missed the message that you were full, my friend. You thought you were bad at driving tractor? Oh, no, I hit all sorts of stuff. I'm definitely bad at driving the tractor sometimes. Still maintain that a second harvester would be a nice pickup for us at some point. Just a second small harvester. Last update was January 18th. Yeah, that sounds about right. Guess I can go drop this off so at least the flour mill will start processing a little bit for right now. This is probably my favorite map in FS22. Although, I would say Zelanka, the new map from the premium expansion, is my second favorite right now. If you do grain doors that just tip out all 3 grain doors, it does. Kind of cool. How much food do the chickens have left at the moment? Almost a full month. I mean, the biggest reason I like the Zelanka map is because the prices of the fields are so much cheaper. But I think the rest of that, like that design of the map, is pretty cool. Like starting new farmer mode on modded map, selling everything, and you can choose your own equipment. Yeah, it's pretty good way to do it as well. It's definitely more fun when you can choose your own equipment, I would say. I mean, I personally wish there was a little bit more variety and choices on the used car lot. I do have a mod that will allow you to have more variety. I just wish that was kind of based into the game, or baked into the game, I should say. How much would a second one of those harvesters cost? 70 grand. Not bad. If we see one on the used lot at some point, we might have to really consider going for it. Because as of right now, I think this is our slowest process, is harvesting the sorghum. That's not maybe not be true. The harvesting the sugar beets is also pretty slow, but that's a little bit harder to fix with only one tractor that can have a front thing attached. Oh, the more choices mod is not on the console. Well, that's unfortunate. I figured that would be one that could be, but I guess there's enough scripting involved that it just can't, it's not allowed. Yeah, put that on the wish list. More variety for used equipment. I absolutely. I think it would be cool just to see a little bit more. I mean, the fact that there's used equipment at all is pretty cool, I guess, but come on, 5 choices, really? You're telling me that I can't get on eBay, or not eBay, you know what I mean, like farmingmotors.com or farmingtractors.com and find, you know, more, you know, somewhere? Actually, you know what would be kind of cool? Is if they ever made Farming Simulator a little bit more of an online community type of thing. I know you can get on a map with a bunch of other people. That's definitely a thing. And I don't necessarily mean like I want more people on the map I'm on right now, but just more of there's interaction with like the community as a whole. Yeah, I might be playing my own map, but if I sell a piece of equipment because I don't need it anymore, then it goes up on a used lot for anybody to buy or something like that. And that might be ridiculous, you know, with literally everybody in the world, because then that might get a little bit crazy. But I don't know, some sort of interaction would be kind of interesting. I don't know how they would do it, to be perfectly honest, but some sort of larger scale multiplayer type interaction where prices can fluctuate and things like that would be interesting to see. You had a harvester mod on FS17, like a vet harvester mod? What does that mean? Vet harvester. Vet harvester. Bidding wars? Yeah, bidding wars would be interesting, yeah. For sure. But even something as simple as like, you know, the crop prices changed and fluctuated and things like that, where, you know, if a lot of people were doing one type of crop, its value would go down, so it would incentivize you to do other types of crops. Now, it would remove some of the sandboxy mode of the game currently, maybe, but I don't know, just you wouldn't have to play. Like, if it was an optional mode, it might be fun. Yeah, I play with crop destruction off. I find crop destruction very annoying. It doesn't, it serves no enjoyable purpose for me. All that crop destruction means is that instead of driving here, I have to go all the way around. So it literally means there's no difference, right? I get to the same place at the end of the day. I just, takes me, you know, a minute longer. You know, is taking a minute longer to drive around this add some sort of level of enjoyment versus just, you know, whatever, drive through it, no big deal? I don't think so. there's no value add to me. I mean, I guess another way to put it is time is money. My time is valuable. I play this game to have fun, and if crop destruction adds, you know, over the course of an entire save, a couple hours of driving around a field versus just driving through it, did I really enjoy that much more? Like, it's just, my time is too valuable for me to worry about, you know, something that's not really adding anything to the game. Plus, I like to use workers, and oftentimes workers will get themselves in situations where there's no choice but to destroy crops, and that's also annoying. You know, it's not, there's nothing fun about that either. All right, this is all the stuff that goes into the flour mill, and then everything else on the other field goes into the chickens. Yeah, that's not, exactly what you're saying, Kuiper, is that I often got punished by the by the dumb workers because they would do stupid things, and I'm just like, stupid worker, why are you doing that? I also don't run with the field stones. I know they added that into this version of the game. I never really liked it. I never really enjoyed the field stones that much. It just kind of seemed like a tedious job that served no real purpose. I do have plowing on because I don't mind doing the plowing periodically. I also have, you know, some of the other settings turned on because those are fine. Weeds, I always have those turned on. I don't mind doing the weeding. I remember one time I had crop destruction turned on for, I want to say it was a cotton field, and the worker got in a weird place, and the only thing I could do is kind of back him out and destroy some crops to get him out of there, and then I was never, ever able to fix that spot of crops for some reason. It bugged out. I don't know, I guess. I tried plowing it. I tried reseeding it. I tried everything. Never again. So I just basically went the entire rest of that save with a section of destroyed crops permanently on the field, and that was so, it drove me up the wall. I hate, like, the imperfection of seeing a little spot in the middle of the field that's just destroyed crops that I can never fix. All right, all the rest of the stuff, like I said, is for chickens, so we're good there. You're doing your thing. Let's actually go horizontal. Yeah, with a mod, you could turn them into limestone. That's true. That would be the only reason to consider using limestones, using stones. And I might consider that at some point, honestly. Honestly, I like that idea. I think it's actually a really cool way to do it. Now, if you consider that, my only concern with the stones is just that the equipment is kind of, it's just, like, this is the only piece of equipment that's worth anything. These two are like, really? You're going to make me run an entire large field with this little, 2.4 meter wide, picker? Even this one, 5.5 meters, is not great. But if you are turning it into lime, that's actually a pretty cool usage, and I do like that concept. I see what you're saying, Kuiper. Yeah. Having the correct set of mods will make the stones more enjoyable, and I think I agree with that. A bigger stone picker, yep. And then turn the lime, yep, 100%. Yeah, I think that's a fair... I might turn the stones back on if I got the right set of mods to make it more enjoyable. I would agree with that. But the other reason why I don't use stones, the stones, is because with the right set of equipment, you never have to worry about stones anyway, right? Like, if you have the right, you only have the small stones, and you just roll over it, and you basically never have to pick stones again, and they just don't exist. So if I can just make them not exist with a couple pieces of equipment, I might as well just not make them exist to begin with. You know what I mean? Although I think the biggest reason I stopped doing stones was because anytime I would have the right equipment to take care of my stones. Like, I would only be making small stones, and then my equipment could then bury the small stones, so I personally never had to deal with stones. But then I would go buy somebody else's field that had big stones on it, and I had no equipment to deal with that. And I'm just like, oh, that's annoying. So then I just turned stones off, because I'm like, I don't want to buy somebody else's field, have to buy a whole nother piece of equipment or lease it just to deal with your stones one time, and then can go back to my rotation. It's like, is that really fun? I don't know. But again, going back to your point, if I was doing lime with it, I would actually enjoy that. That would actually be a good reason to have stones on somebody else's field. I mean, to be fair, stones was just added in this version of the game, so I mean, they didn't even used to have that concept. I mean, let's put it this way. I guarantee you my grandfather never had a stone picker on his farm. That was not a thing he had, Presumably, he just plowed the stones under, and maybe he walked out there in the middle of the field on his own and picked up any big stones that got turned up that, he knew wasn't going to get plowed under. Just picked them up himself, threw them off to the side, whatever. And then anything small, he just ignored, So, I think stones, I think it's an interesting concept, but it's not one that I think most farmers ever actually even deal with. Beyond just, like I said, plowing them under or something to that degree. Use a disc harrow and don't do root crops. You would never see stones except for every 3 years. Yeah, exactly. Kuiper. You very rarely see stones with certain setups. 100%. Which then it's like, why have them turned on every 3 years, Again, if I was doing lime, I would intentionally pull up stones because that would be an important part of the cultivation step, but otherwise, no. I think it's cool that they added them. I have no problem that they add stuff like that. I think it's kind of cool. But I also like the fact that they let you turn on and off what you want, right? If I don't want weeds, I could turn those off. If I don't want periodic plowing, I can turn those off. So I think it's cool that they have those options, configurable to kind of make the game work the way that you want to make it work, which is cool. In fact, I wouldn't mind them having more. I mean, I don't know what else they would add, but I think more options would be fine. There's no reason not to add stuff like that. That's cool. I mean, it kind of goes back to like the idea of rolling your fields and mulching your fields, right? I mean, they're not a visual thing like stones, but they are an extra element added to the game in this version of the farming simulator. But they serve there's no value, right? The value you get from mulching and the value you get from rolling is so small that it actually takes you like, I want to say I calculated like 15 or 20 years to pay for the equipment with the increased crop yields that you get on a sized field like we have right here. Like these fields right here, if I had the mulcher and the roller, it would take me like 15, 20 years to pay for those mulchers and rollers. And then I have to take into account that I spent however many hours mulching and rolling to get to that. So at the end of the day, it's like, if the mulching and rolling was worth more, I would 100% do it, right? But it's worth such a small amount. It's like, there's no reason to even do that. Just skip that step. But again, I don't remember my grandfather ever mulching a field or rolling a field. I'm pretty sure he just went out there and plowed it, planted it, fertilized it, and harvested it. I think that's about it. I'm sure he had some sort of weed control. Truth be told, where he lived, they probably had airplanes that did weed control. That would fly over and spray the fields, which would be a cool addition to the farming simulator. Give us some crop dusters. That would be really cool. Even if it was, truth be told, even if it wasn't a crop duster that we could fly, if I could just go pay like in some menu, hey, crop dust my field, and then I get to see some AI controlled plane fly over my field and crop dust my field, that would be really cool, actually. But yeah, I guarantee you he did not do half the stuff that they have in the game now. Yeah, maybe they'll do more for them in the next summit, or if nothing was against them, get rid of them. Who knows? I mean, there's no reason to get rid of them because, like I said, you can turn them off. So I have a feeling stones and stuff like that are going to be in the game forever because they're already there. There's not really much coding that they have to do. They might update the graphics and add a few pieces of equipment, but effectively the game concept is there, so there's no reason to remove it. But especially since it's toggleable. Catching the end of stream. We'll go back and watch the VOD tomorrow. Hey, Steven, how's it going? I tend to go through mulching because I know the corn farmers where I grew up did it every year. Their mulchers didn't really look at the game ones though. Okay, that's fair too. Yeah, I could see that. Mulching, but I feel like mulching should be more valuable if it's gonna push the the residue, right, the little stalks back into the ground. I feel like it should just give more value. Some sort of fertilization step or something like that just gives you a little bit more value. I can't imagine the farmers where you live, Kiefer, were mulching because it added only 2% extra yield to their crop the next year. You know what I mean? Like, I have a feeling if it was only 2% extra yield to their crop, they probably wouldn't do it. I don't know, maybe not. And I don't think you can math it out like that in real life, obviously, but I just think the value for it is minimal compared to what it probably really is in real life. Crop dusting would be awesome. I think crop dusting would be cool. Like I said, even if it was an AI airplane that flew over this field and crop dusted it, I would still get like, that would still be so awesome. I also wouldn't mind seeing them add, and I don't think they have these everywhere in the world. So they probably, I don't know, do they have these in Europe where this game is made? But in America, for sure, they have those sprayers, right? You see a bunch, often in America, you see circular fields. It's a giant circle. Because they'll have those sprayers, those automatic, I'm assuming they're doing fertilization, or they might just be doing water. Honestly, I actually don't know. It could just be a water irrigation thing. But they automatically just slowly sweep the field. And they just do that all the time. And, it's a good, easy way to just you set up that equipment, you never have to really think about it anymore. So I think something like that would be cool. But again, that might not be something they have a lot of in Europe. I honestly don't know. Hey, Ben Reed, how's it going? You caught me live for the next 23 minutes. I got 23 minutes of the stream left. Watching with my 2-month-old. Oh my goodness, Steven. He's already 2 months old? Or she, I'm sorry. Oh, you said he. Okay, good. Good. I was like, I don't think, already 2 months old. I know, I remember when you said that he was born. Like, that is crazy. 2 months. Has it been 2 months already? Wow. Okay, so they are for water irrigation. I thought they might be water irrigation, but I didn't know if there was like a way to do any other type of spraying with them. But it makes sense that they just be water irrigation. But even then, I mean, obviously the water irrigation is serving a purpose, right? It's you're in a relatively arid climate or something or whatever that's not getting a lot of water. That's a reality of farming. Not all farming is in perfect land that's going to get perfect water. Truth be told, irrigation is not a part of this game if you think about it. Yeah, we get rain, but the actual irrigation concept is not a part of the game as it is currently set up. Crazy. So maybe that'll be something to add at some point. 2 months old, my goodness. Well, if it makes you feel any better, here in a couple months you'll actually start getting some sleep again. Actually, at 2 months old, he might be sleeping a little bit better through the night at 2 months. I'm thinking. I bet he's getting what, 4 to 6 hours of sleep at night, maybe 5, something like that. He's still probably not sleeping full the entire night, but I bet he's sleeping. You're probably not getting up every 2 hours like you did for the first month or two. I bet he's transitioning over to a little bit more sleep. Almost 3, come the 15th. Nice. You may be able to do some pesticides or herbicides, but I'm just not aware of it. Could certainly work that way. Yeah, I don't know. Honestly, I've seen them. My grandfather did not have those circular things on his field. So again, my knowledge of farming is limited to based on what my grandfather did. And even then, I was so young when I didn't really talk to my grandfather about farming when I was older. So there's still things I'm limited to. So I'm only going based off of what I've seen driving down the highway. You know what I mean? Hey, Nick, how's it going? My issues with those is how much money do farmers lose with those irrigation systems? They roll over crops. They do roll over crops, but it's a narrow tire, right? It's a tire, what, 4 inches wide, 6 inches wide at most, and they're spaced out pretty far. So you're only rolling over like small parts of the crops, right? Yeah, I get your point, but yeah, I think the crop destruction is probably fairly limited. And obviously, if you live in a place that needs that type of irrigation, the gains that you get from irrigating far outweigh whatever crop destruction might actually happen. Gets up twice a night. Okay, that's about right. Yeah, twice a night. That makes sense. I'm doing pretty good, to be honest. Well, good. I'm glad to hear that, Nick. That is awesome. I'm doing all right myself, which is always it's always good to be doing good. I know that sounds like a silly statement, but life is hard, and you guys know that. You know, everybody knows that. Life is hard, and when you're in a good phase, it's a noticeable difference, and it's one of those things. But I'm doing all right. I mean, I have a few challenges in my life right now, but I'm still hopeful that everything's going to be all right in the long run. Okay, let's get you going. What other farming concepts would be cool if they added to the game? Trying to think. I like the idea of free roam animals. I know there's some mods that do free roam animals, or at least cheat at making it look like free roam animals. I think some sort of way to make free roam animals would be cool. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I see a lot of that where I live. And by free roam, I just mean like a large field that they can just wander around. And, you know, also the concept of, you know, they can get some of their food from eating the grass on the ground, you know, things like that. And again, I know that there are some mods that have done that, but stuff like that would be cool base game as well. Also, I know there's mods that do, you know, through the history type of, at least there's one mod that I know of that will transition the equipment you can buy from the store, you know, gradually as time goes on, right? You start back in like the 60s or something like that. And then, you know, you adds on, you know, you get into the 70s and the 80s, you get extra equipment as you progress throughout the game. Something like that would be cool base game as well, I think. But that's a lot of work, obviously. But I think it would still be kind of a cool feature. Multi-life stages for the animals. Yeah, absolutely. There are mods that do that. That Valley Spring mod that I played for a little bit, it did multi-stages for animals. I thought that was really cool. Yeah, absolutely. Dynamic market price. Yes, dynamic market price for livestock, 100%. Because as of right now, it doesn't matter which version of the game you play on, the livestock costs the same. Making that dynamic would be absolutely good. Plus, honestly, some sort of production facility around meat. Why can't I, you know, sell cows to a hamburger facility that maybe I could also add buns to and make hamburgers? I don't know, something like that. I mean, that may not be a little crazy, but you know what I mean? Like some way to include meat and animals into the production cycle would be kind of cool. Beyond just their byproducts, obviously. More Ford tractors? Wait, do they have any Ford tractors? I've never actually noticed. Yeah, I didn't think they had any. I'm assuming they're getting them from, I know there's Ford tractors in mods, but I didn't think there was any base game. But yeah, Ford tractors would be kind of interesting. I mean, there's a lot of cool tractors like that, right? Isn't there, JKL... Let's say there's no Lamborghini tractors, right? Lamborghini, like, isn't that how Lamborghini got started? Was making tractors, right? Butchers would be fun. Yeah, why not? I mean, I get animals. There are people who would probably be squeamish about the idea of, you know, butchering animals. So right now it's very abstract. You just sell the animals to the animal dealer, back to the animal dealer. And what happens to the animal after that is kind of, it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? So maybe that's why they don't include that yet, but, or it could just be a functional, they haven't put it into the game yet. Who knows? But you know, eating animals is part of our lives, right? Chicken, my goodness. How much chicken do we eat? How much beef and ham and turkey? I mean, there's so many animals. Turkeys. Should have turkeys in the game. And for some reason, turkeys cost more or sell for more during the month of November. I don't know why. There's some reason why they sell for more in the month of November. That would be cool. I mean, truth be told, like, I don't want to play an entire game this way, but I wouldn't mind being able to hook up like some horses or oxen to a plow and go plow a tiny little field and start that way. You know what I mean? Like some concept of going back further back in time before even tractors and actually like really handwork in the field. And then as you progress through the game, you get into the era of tractors. Something like that would be cool. That might be meant for a different game entirely. That might not be a farming simulator concept, you know, that is worth pursuing. But I still think it would be kind of cool to do something like that. Lamborghini tractors would be pretty neat. Although I'm sure they have to pay for the license, and who knows how much Lamborghini would charge for the license for a tractor. I think that's silly, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's... It might be. Like I said, it might be just a better not get into that world. If they never cross into that world, then they don't have to worry about offending anybody. You know what I mean? I mean, we've already talked about having AI farmers out on their fields would be awesome. Completely cosmetic and probably serve no real purpose in the world, but still would be awesome. Farm Sim 1876. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That might be too far back. That might be too far back. It still would be cool. I mean, some of the dreams that we have for Farming Simulator might just be best served as a mod, just because it's, you know, it's just, it might be a small market, you know, that wants it anyway, And again, as I've discussed before, modders are effectively free labor, so... I think the Seasons was a great addition to the game. I'm really happy with the Seasons mod. Or not mod, you know what I mean. Like the fact that they brought that mod into the game. I'm really happy with that. I think that was awesome. Obviously, I've already talked about production facilities. I love production facilities. I love them enough that I want more of them. If that tells you anything. A certain field would be a lot different. Modding communities have given incredible lifespans to so many games. Yes, modding communities are massive. I mean, the best thing any modern game can do is make sure that if they do nothing else, they make sure that their modding support is top-notch. If you have your modding support top-notch in your video game, then your video game effectively has, I mean, tens of thousands of hours of extra life, of extra content available to it that you never have to pay for as a developer. It is worth spending, it would be worth spending a significant part of your budget as a developer just to make sure your modding tools are okay and the mod support is okay. I don't think it costs that much, but if it did, it would still be worth it because the modding alone can breathe new life into a game years after a game has already run its course, right? How many games, I mean, we talked about this I think it was last week that we talked about this. How many games out there that were like, meh, kind of bleh games, and then suddenly some mod developer who had a passion for the game came up with some massive, awesome mod, and suddenly that game is like now one of the top selling games out there. I mean, maybe a perfect example would be, I don't know, there was this mod called Dota. And obviously that became something, it's insane to think about the world that we live in today with Dota and League of Legends and the fact that started with a mod that came from a mod. That is awesome. Skyrim. I've never played Skyrim. Not because I wouldn't enjoy it. I think I would enjoy Skyrim. I just don't have time to play that many games, other than the ones I record. And I've just never taken the time to get into Skyrim. But I definitely recognize, yeah, Skyrim has massive mod support. Now, didn't Skyrim at some point, though, allow modders to sell their mods? Or do they still do that? Is that still a thing? So, I mean, you don't have to allow your mods to be sold for the modding community to exist. I would say that any developers that allow mods to be sold, or at least allow the modder to get a cut of whatever, proceeds, it's a pretty cool deal. I mean, if you can get that set up, that's a pretty cool deal. But yeah, I wonder if now I actually don't know the story. Were the guys that made Dota, is that the same team that went over and made Dota 2 or whatever, or did they just buy it? Did that company buy the rights to that concept from them? I don't remember, honestly. Oh, where am I going? Counter-Strike? Yeah, I think Counter-Strike was a pretty good one too, for sure. There's a lot. So many good ones. So many good ones. Okay. How much time we got? 9 minutes left. So we don't got a lot of time left, but that's all right. Got our lime down. September. Don't really have much going on in September, I don't think. But October is when we start doing our sugar beets. Bethesda did the paid mods thing, but it became a weird issue. Yeah, that makes sense. Because of their cut, they took... I don't remember that much the details beyond that. Which is weird if you think about that, right? Most games will give the modders $0, right? Nothing. And then Bethesda tries to give them something, but they want to take a significant cut, and then people have a problem with that. So it's like, would you really rather get 0 than, I don't know, 80%, 70%, 50%? I don't know. Like, isn't getting something better than getting nothing? I could be wrong, but just saying. Last I checked, some money is a larger dollar amount in my bank account than 0 money. So it's kind of a shame to think that a program like that could go down because people were upset that they weren't getting paid enough, and so now they just get paid nothing. You know what I mean? That's really sad. What else we got? We got fertilizing. Oh, we don't have fertilizing done. I forgot to fertilize. I can do it. Well, I might as well do it now. I totally forgot. Oh, they use a selection of mods and put them in a creation club. I guess if they're picking and choosing and only those mods are the ones that are getting a chance to get money, I could see the argument there, I guess, to some degree. But still. I'm actually kind of curious. So it looks like the creator of Dota, or creators if it was plural, actually did get hired by Valve for Dota 2. Now it doesn't say how much, I'm not seeing right now how much they actually got paid for Dota to begin with, but they did actually get, they did get hired though, which is pretty cool. Of course, then you also had that, then even Dota 2 spun off a mod, right? Dota 2 spun off the Dota Auto Chess mod, which has become, auto battlers has become a pretty big, genre these days, which is pretty cool. Alrighty, let's finish up fertilizing. Honestly, we might just finish fertilizing and just fast forward and be done there. We'll harvest sugar beets next time. Glad we got the tractor upgraded. Like I said, that's going to give us more power for just basically everything we need. That's our main tractor, so it was worth it, I think, even though it did cost us a bit of money. Still love that this little tiny tractor has lasted this long. It's crazy. This thing's probably worth like nothing now. 8,000 bucks, 8,600 bucks. Does Dota 2 even... Do they even reference the full name for Dota? Or is it just literally just... It has now just become Dota 2 at this point. Because obviously, what was it? Defense of the Ancients, I think was the original full name of Dota. I think they just... Like, I don't think they actually call it Defense of the Ancients 2. I think it literally is just Dota. I think that is actually the name, right? I actually played the original Dota back on, what was that? Warcraft 3? Is that what it was made on? I played that original Dota with some buddies a lot. At the time, it was really cool. Like, we had a lot of fun with it. Never in our wildest imaginations would we have thought it would have become what it has become. But we played that quite a bit back in the day. Alrighty, let's fast forward. Yes. Yeah, work right there. Yep, that's what I thought. What did you miss? We're old. I guess if I remember the original Dota, I guess that makes me old. That was what? Early 2000s, right? 2005 maybe? That probably was 2005, 2004, 2005 when I was playing with my buddies back in the day. I think. That's 20 years ago. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I am old-ish. I mean, I'm 42. That's not a secret. I celebrated my 40th birthday like on the channel a couple years ago, so it would not be hard for somebody to find out how old I am. I am 42. Most people say I don't look 42, which I appreciate. I don't know how true that is, but I appreciate the kind words. Anyway, hey, speaking of stones, there you go. But yeah. I guess the one thing about being 42 is that I have been around for a very large percentage of the video game, time frame, right? Obviously games like Pac-Man and stuff like that would predate me a little bit, but like actual PC gaming, I was probably, I remember as a kid getting into some of the early, PC game, the Oregon Trails. And I know there's some older than that, even like the old DOS games and stuff like that. And I did play some of those as well, but so I'm kind of like right on the cusp of my remembrance is right on the cusp, but like right after those early PC games came out and like right as they started kind of getting into more slightly more mainstream, although even early on it was very, very minimal. Honestly, when I was a kid, I didn't tend to talk about playing video games too often because playing video games was considered nerdy, and now it's mainstream. Everybody plays video games. So, it's interesting. September, what is it? Is it October for Sugar Beets, right? I always forget. I should write these down. Yeah, October for Sugar Beets. So we got one more month on those, and I don't think there's any point in getting into them right now. It's 10 o'clock, so we'll call it there. But no, I appreciate the conversation. It was fun. Yeah, it's just Dota 2. Yeah, okay, that's what I thought, yeah. Are you saying you're 31, Empire? 31's a good age. I don't know how you feel about it. 31 was a good age. I enjoyed 31. 31 was a good time for me. I would love to go back and be 31 again. Getting old is humbling. Because honestly, you don't realize you're old until one day you realize you're old. And that sounds a really stupid thing to say. But what I mean is, you feel like everything's normal. Like, oh yeah, I hurt a little bit more. I ache a little bit more. And then one day you realize that your memory is just gone or something like that. Or you suddenly, you've been picking up, boxes forever. And then suddenly you pick up a kid one time and you throw out your back for a week. And you're like, oh my, that crept up on me. Or, you can't stay awake, through an entire movie, or something like that. I used to be able to stay awake for 3 days straight. And then suddenly I can't stay awake for, 20 minutes into a movie. It's like it sneaks up on you, just like, where did that come from? I was not expecting that. Because obviously you feel like everything's the same. I feel like everything's the same now as it was when I was 20, like visually, like to me. And it doesn't feel any different, but my body feels different. It's hilarious. You just turned 17 last week. Well, happy birthday. That is awesome. I mean, I have a daughter who is about to be 16, so son, how are you doing? So I'm just kidding. Sorry, that was tough. No, I'm glad. Thank you for watching. I'm glad to know that I have, audiences of all ages. That's awesome. That's really cool. All right. Like I said, we're already past 10 o'clock. So I'm going to go ahead and put a cut in there. There's no sense getting into the sugar beets. We will be starting with sugar beets pretty much first thing next Wednesday. It's going to take a while, unfortunately. It is what it is. But we should be able to get to a round of selling stuff as well. I think next Wednesday, which will start building up our cash flows for, our cash reserves, I should say, for the cows. And once we get the cows, we're in the home stretch, guys, at that point. But my next live stream will be Saturday, which will be, well, now that I got my video card working, if anybody watched my VOD from last Saturday, I was crashing Civ 6 every 20 minutes. It was insane. But after that, I got a new video card. Oh, no, I'm sorry. That was with the new video card. I had to fix my memory. I got the video card, then I had to fix my memory. All that seems to be fixed now. So on this Saturday, it will be more Civ 6. I think we're playing as Australia. And then, of course, Football Manager on Monday. And then we'll be back to Farming Simulator on Wednesday. But yeah, if you missed anything, feel free to watch the VOD. It is up there on the UBTubies, YubTubs, whatever you want to call it. You still awake until 3 a.m. Yeah, I mean, I can stay awake a little bit, but I can't stay awake super late. But yeah, I appreciate everybody. May God bless you, and I hope you join me again next time.